everybody, I'm back again. Okay, I ended up doing a third coat on the painting. When I looked at after I'd finished the second coat, I've just felt like I could see a few white spots. It's actually dried really well. That's still nice and supple and whatever. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to adhere it to the canvas. I may have to adjust mine a little bit. I've tried to do some drawings on the back, as you'll see, to try and figure out where to put it, but because the canvas is a bit of an odd shape, my painting's a little bit smaller than a 40 by 50, the actual picture, which is why I said to you, you've got to measure everything prior, but it should be fine. I think there's only a fraction either side that I've got to worry about. This is the spray adhesive I'm going to use. Again, for people in Australia, you can get that from Bunnings. It's just called Boyle Spray Adhesive, Temporary or Permanent Bond. So I gave it a shake before, but I'll give it another little quick one. So what you've got to do, hang on. So what you've got to do is you've got to spray your painting, then you have to spray your canvas. When it's a little bit tacky, both of them, that's when you can adhere it. So you probably would have a little bit of room to move it around if you thought it wasn't in the right spot anyway. So I'll move it down, just so that you can see it there. Hopefully that's in a reasonable spot. I can move this over. Again, protect your surface. So I've got cardboard on mine just to protect it. I might actually just move, I might do this sideways just to give me a little bit more room. So you've only really got to spray where your canvas is going to go on. Won't matter if you go a little bit over. So you don't need a lot of it. You can see that it's wet when you put it on. You obviously won't be able to see it there. So just give that a spray. You do want to make sure it sticks properly. So I'll just move that out of the way. And then I'll get my canvas. I'm not going to put it on the sides because I'm going to staple it afterwards once we've got it on. Okay, so what I'll do, I've sprayed that on both surfaces. So what I'll do, I'll just pause it for a few minutes until it goes tacky, and then I'll come back and show you how to stick it on. See you soon. Okay, so I've just checked that. It doesn't take long. It's only taken probably a minute or so, and that is just starting to feel tacky to touch. So I'll just move it back down again. Hopefully you can see what I'm going to do here. So I'll just lift my canvas up. Like I said, if you've got, I'll turn that one around. If you've got a bigger canvas, like even maybe a 50 by 70, you may need assistance to put it down. With this being a small one, it should be relatively easy. That's why it's good to do the drawings on the back, measure it out. Like I said, this one's a little bit more awkward because I did have a few issues with the sizing. So basically, like I said, you can move it. Basically just pop it down. I'm not going to actually, I just want to check my measurements before so you can just turn it over and basically turn your, so that needs to come over this way a fraction. So like I said, you can move it. I'm just finding that it's a bit, I've just marked the paint. That's the beauty of it sort of just going tacky, I suppose. You can move it around where you want it to go. I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm just going to turn it back over And I'm just going to rub my hands on it just to adhere the adhesive. So you do have a little bit of playroom with moving it if it's not quite in the same spot, if it's a little bit of an awkward size. Sorry about those tins jangling together. So I'm just going to rub that together. And what you'll find then, that should be fine. It's now stuck. I could pull it off if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. Oop. So that's adhered to my, it's a bit hard to see, it's adhered to my canvas that way. So if you give me another minute, I will get my staple gun and I'll show you how to do that in one moment. Okay, back again. I just had to figure out where I'd put it when I reorganised the craft room. So I'll just show you this one. I'm pretty sure there's all different types of staple guns you get. This is one that we get from our local hardware shop. And this is a Trojan staple gun. Now this one comes with 3 types of staples. You've got a 12mm cable staple, 8mm staple, and a 10mm brad nails. Not quite sure what they use them for, but anyway. So that's what it looks like. Now these do take a little bit of force. I found when I did it the other week, I had to hold on to it. It is a little bit hard to do. So I'm just going to check if I still have staples in it. Just got to remember how to get it undone. It does tell you how to do it, but let me just have a look. I've got to remember how to get it out. Hang on a sec. That was simple. Read the directions. So you just push it in, push it down, disengages it. And no, I don't have any. Oh no, I do have a couple of staples, but I'm not putting a new one. What I did was I went down recently and I bought a whole new packet of staples just so I've got them, because it only comes with 200 of each size. So pop those in there. Put that back in. And then obviously you've got to, so that's right. Okay, so I'll just pop this out of the way so it's not in your way. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand back up, and I'm going to, what I'm actually going to do before I do that too though, I'm just going to get a pair of scissors. 2 seconds. Because when you fold the edges up, you don't want a bulk on your corner. Oh, that's come a bit unstuck. That was my fault. So I'm just going to cut across here on each corner, because when I fold it up, I don't want to, see when I fold it up here, I don't want to have to worry about this part. I will cut that other part off a little later. I'm just going to cut each corner. You'll just find it easier to cut it before you actually staple it, I think, rather than doing it afterwards. And it's only so that you haven't, like I said, got that bulky edge. Okay, so I'll put that back up. These, I'm just going to push that down a little bit more just to make sure that I normally would leave it a little bit longer, but I'm trying to get this sort of done for you guys. Okay. Now, some of these edges I'm going to have to go in the side of it. Some I'm hoping I can go on the back. It just depends how much canvas they actually give you. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to start in the middle. So just put that where you want it. Bit of pressure there. You probably will hear this. And in goes the staple. I'm not sure if you can see that there. I'll try and bring it a little bit closer. There's my staple there. And you just need to go along the edge, put them wherever you feel that they need to go. Just one thing we did find when we did the other one, just make sure you don't put them where another staple is, because otherwise it'll get stuck in your gun. These are only about $20 to buy. I think they may have just gone up recently, but I got mine for $20. You just want it so that it's holding them in there. Probably don't necessarily need as many as what I've just put in here, but I'd rather put too many than not enough. But you don't want it falling apart. So what I'll do is I will continue to do a few of these, and then I'll come back when I've done it, because otherwise it's going to take me a while and I don't want to bore you with that, so I'll be back shortly. Okay, so I've done that. What I've done too is I've cut off all my little excess bits that I was talking about just to neaten it up. And this is the finished product. It's a bit hard to, I'll put it sideways. So as you can see there, the colour blends in on the outside, so just match it to your painting. That's what the back of it looks like. Obviously they didn't give me as much canvas on this side as what they did on the end, so it did make it a little bit tricky in a couple of spots. But what I did in one spot, I just put a staple in the side and then I just painted over it with the green paint. So hopefully that will give you some ideas. This is obviously very light, there's no glass. I'm not sure if you can still see, it's a bit hard in here, you can still see the sheen off of the beads. So if you've got any questions, just let me know, but hopefully that'll give you some ideas of how you might want to look at framing some more of your paintings in a different way, especially if you want to gift them and send them. These would be a great way to send them in the mail because they'd be less likely to get damaged. Anyway, thanks for listening. Bye.